morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope we're all doing okay. A little bit more awake than last week, so we'll see how all this goes. But as always, good morning. Nothing like good coffee to start the day off. Today is really gray and miserable outside, and I wanted something that at least would make me feel warmer, feel happier, feel like it's a really nice summer day. And I asked on Twitter a few days ago what you guys want to see. Because after all, this is your channel too. What I do here is based on your requests, your questions, your everything. So it's just not me cooking stuff. Every once in a while, I'll cook one of my favorites, but I'm listening to you, and I want to know what you want to see. So, one of our subscribers, I won't mention her name, we'll just keep things, somewhat private, was asking for some chicken summertime dishes. And instantly I thought of one of my favorites. And it's an Asian-inspired chicken salad. So, really simple, really easy. It does take a little bit of prep, but you can do it the day before, which is what I've done. I've cooked and marinated some stuff already, but it's just because it's stuff that takes a while, but it's not stuff that's hard to do. Like, one thing we did here, I'm trying to get this on camera, is we just caramelized some onions. Not exactly hard. You slice up some onions thin, put them in a fry pan with a bit of olive oil and some butter, put it on a low heat, and they cook for about an hour. And you just stir them occasionally, and you want them really golden brown, but not burnt. So, simple. Then I took some chicken that, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you've already seen this. But I just want to I'm going to try and tilt this. It's just some chicken. Sorry, I'm not going to tilt it so that it pours all over my keyboard. But maybe we can do it this way. That's better. So it's just some chicken that I have marinating. And in there I have a little bit of sesame oil, some Thai sweet chili sauce like you've seen me use before, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of sesame seed oil. I also tossed a few chili flakes in there just because I want a little bit extra heat. The Thai chili sauce is nice, it's sweet, and does have a bit of heat, but I wanted a bit more. So that we just marinated, simple, easy, thinly sliced so it cooks fast, and that's about it. So, like I said, this is a really, really simple dish, but it takes a little bit of prep. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the main part of it. We're going to assemble it all. We're going to show you a few different ingredients we haven't used before. But they're all readily available in any grocery store, so it's not exactly hard to do. And what's great is it's not an expensive salad. It's actually really, really cheap. Like, all the chicken I had there is 2 chicken breasts, a couple of onions. We've got some rice noodles that you've all seen. These are those super, super, super fine noodles. And then we have just a few odds and ends that most people are probably going to have around the house. So, why don't we get some cooking done? We're going to start off with just a few things that can sit in the background while we're doing the rest. So, let's have some fun and let's get some cooking done. So, excuse me. I feel like I've got something stuck in my throat. I know this video is not brought to you by Microsoft. It's just, that's the mug I always tend to use because it holds a lot of coffee in the morning. So, I'm going to start off, get my stove going. And there is one thing I forgot, as always, as much as I prepare for these, I always forget something in the fridge. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to my cutting board. And you can see we've got a nice big piece of ginger there. I have no idea, but I couldn't figure out where they went. But we found them. I'm sorry about that little momentary gap in the video. We might edit that out. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I kind of like trying to get these videos done in one shot. Show you real life cooking. So I've got a really, really nice hand of fresh ginger here. Cut off a nice little nub. Now, an easy way to peel ginger when it's thin-skinned is just scrape it. This is a little bit older, so I'm just going to thinly slice that outer skin off, and instantly all I can smell is that sweet spice of ginger that sort of makes Asian food so unique. And ginger is just one of those things that honestly should be used so much more. But it isn't for some reason. Whoops! Didn't mean to knock the camera there. So I just have the blade off my mandolin here. And all I'm going to do is very quickly grate some of this up. I cut off a bigger chunk, but I don't, whoops, I don't really need this much. And you could do this as well when you're marinating the chicken. But for one, when I did the chicken, I didn't have any ginger. I went to the store after the fact. There we go. And the reason I like grating the ginger like this is you don't get all that little fibery stuff. As you know, ginger's very fibrous. You can sort of see there, like all the little hairs, and I don't want that in my final. The last thing you want to be doing is eating and you start pulling out little strands of ginger from your teeth. So that's going to add a nice little flavor to our chicken as well as everything else. Little red pepper just adds a nice little sweetness, and we want to thin this out, or thinly cut this. If you don't have red pepper, you can use any color. I personally wouldn't use green pepper just because I find it's a little bit bitter, but that's me. That's me. You can use any pepper you want, or if you really want, you can leave it out. So we've got our thinly sliced pepper. Next, we're going to add... Next, actually, I'm going to get that off my board. I'll just put this on a side plate for now. Move it to the side. Somewhere. These are the times I really want that bigger kitchen. Next, a little bit more heat, got a really nice jalapeno pepper. Now, the jalapeno is going to appear in this salad a couple of different ways. Some is going to be cooked along with the chicken, and because we're cooking it, it's going to take on a milder flavor. Still going to add some heat, but it's not going to overpower everything. So as you see, I cut off the membrane and the seeds, because that's where well, not almost, but that's where a lot of the heat is. And this we're going to really finely dice. So I'm just cutting very, very thin strips, as you can see there, and a very, very fine dice. I don't want to bite into the chicken and get a huge piece of hot pepper. So we've got our very finely diced pepper that's going to go in with our chicken, and we can cut a little bit more, come to think of it, because we're going to put a little bit of fresh jalapeno or uncooked jalapeno in with the noodles. So there will be little hits of heat. And this I want to chop even finer, so I just go over it again. So we have our peppers. Whenever you're dealing with hot peppers, whether they're jalapeno, habanero, scotch bonnets, anything, wash your hands after. The last thing you want to do is go and touch your face. And oh man, so I have my sink here with hot soapy water. Whew. It was really hot water. And dry off our hands. So the fry pan that we have going is warming up. As you can see, I still have the oil and a couple of little pieces of the onion in there. That's fine. So we're going to get the marinated chicken. Just listen to that sizzle. Get rid of those dishes. You can smell the sesame oil right away. A little bit of that mirin comes through. Now what I want to do is add that jalapeno and ginger that we just cut, sorry. Maybe I do need more coffee. And this we're just going to leave on here to cook. Turn the heat up on that. Oh, so far we haven't done anything hard. Nothing has been difficult. It's all been stuff we've done before. Couple of new ingredients, but that's nothing. I'm going to move the cutting board just out of the way for now, because now I need a big glass bowl and our noodles. The smell from that chicken is so good. So, as we fight to get the bags open, you would think by now I would learn and start like cutting open bags before and things like that, but no. So, whoops. I'm just getting these rice noodles into my bowl. I'm only going to use like half the pack. And we'll show you that not hard other than opening. And all we're going to do is soak these for a few minutes while the chicken's cooking in some boiling water. Use our tongs to get them all down in there. So these don't have to be cooked or boiled, they just really have to be soaked and softened. Again, I'm just checking our chicken. Now the ginger is starting to come through. So I say we're going to basically leave those in there until they're nice and softened. And that's about it. We have all the hard stuff done. We have all the major components done. It's really just waiting for them now to come together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a quick pause on the video. I don't think you want to watch noodles soak for a few minutes. I don't think you want to watch chicken cook. And I know you don't want to watch me. But, so we'll do all this. Another thing we are going to start doing at the end of these videos. Sorry, I'm all itchy. I feel like my hay fever or something's really getting to me today. One thing we're going to start doing is at the end of the videos, I am going to start listing the ingredients. A lot of you have asked. So at the end of the video, I'll put up a screen. It'll have everything we used, rough amounts, because you can adjust this to your tastes. And then at the end of the video, you can just pause it and see everything. So let's take a little break here. I'm going to have some coffee, and we're just going to wait for all this to get ready. So we'll see you in about 5 minutes. Hello everyone, and we're back. It's been 10 minutes. Those noodles took a little bit longer to soften up than I wanted, but what are you going to do? You know, agricultural products sometimes take a bit more. So we've got them drained off, and I just have them in my colander and dump them back in our bowl. And now we can start assembling this dish. So obviously you want to test your noodles, make sure they're fully cooked. It's whoops, the steam, there we go. It's really easy to undercook these, and at the same time it's really easy to overcook them. So keep checking them, keep an eye on them. What I want to do now is I just want to give these noodles some flavor, because they honestly don't taste like much. So I have some sesame seed oil, just a light sesame seed oil, and we're just going to put about a teaspoon or so on there. Sesame seed oil is a very strong flavor, so you don't want it to overpower everything, but by the same token, we really want that flavor in there. And the heat of the noodles now is actually making that sesame seed oil really smell good. Next, I just want to add a little bit of mirin, which is a sweet rice wine vinegar. And this is just going to take a few drops. Really don't want to add a lot of this, because this will just kill everything. It's nice, it's sweet, it's still got a little bit of acid bite to it, but it has a way of just taking over if you're not careful. Next, we can add those peppers that we cut. And while we're at it, let's get that jalapeno, because that's just going to start to warm through a little bit, because the noodles are still a bit warm, and it's just going to help add some more flavor. You will notice using these noodles, it can be a little difficult to mix it together. Don't worry about it. You just want to try and get it through as best as you can. Next, we have our chicken. Same thing. Just add it through as best you can. Obviously, if you want to make this a vegetarian dish, you can leave the chicken out. Or if you want, you can replace the chicken with some shrimps. Just marinate them the same way. A little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of mirin, a little bit of that sesame seed oil. Pan fry them really quick. And that's about it. I'm going to put some more of that chicken in there. Like I say, it can be a little bit difficult to mix everything up. And honestly, probably the best way of doing this is with your hands. There we go. We were given the best mixing tools on earth right at the ends of our hands. So let's use them. So that's all mixed in. Again, we give our hands a quick little rinse. Give the counter a wipe from the stuff I knocked off. Now what we want to do is give this a quick little taste test. See if it does need any extra seasoning. All that's nice. Now to give it a little different texture and everything, I've just got some chop suey here. This is also a great way of bulking up the dish. Because let's face it, chop suey's cheap as anything. And it adds a nice crunch, it adds a nice flavor. And it's some more veggies that we can probably all use these days. With everyone being locked inside, we're all binging on our favorite junk foods, so let's try and make it a little bit healthier. With a lot of Asian cooking, you will see that there's always going to be, a hot and a sour. So that would be our chili sauce as well as our rice wine. And then we're also going to have a sweet and a sweet in there as well. And for that, I honestly just go with a nice little mandarin orange. It adds a nice little sweetness. Orange and chicken goes really, really well together. So, plus I like mandarins because, well, they're super easy to peel. And this, you can just segment up by hand. Toss them in. These are going to actually break up a little bit now and give out some of their juice as you mix it up. I'm not going to worry too much about mixing this because, well, I'm just going to be eating it in a second. And finally, we need some more texture. Now, normally I would use cashews, but finding cashews right now that aren't a fortune is like impossible. So I'm just using some very lightly salted roasted almonds. You can crush these, you can slice them. I'm putting them in whole just because I want that, I want that different texture. And plus, I love almonds. A snack for the chef. And there we go. We have an Asian Thai chicken salad. It took a little bit longer to prep. There we go. It took a little bit longer to prep than some of our other dishes, but as you saw, there was nothing hard to it. We cooked up some chicken that we'd marinated. Hay fever is killing me right now. We boiled some noodles or soaked some noodles. Same like when we've done pasta. It is pasta, it's just made with rice. And then we just combined it all. So we've got different textures, different flavors. We have sweet, we have salty, we have sour, we have heat. We have everything all together. You can change the vegetables in here. If you like raw broccoli, throw some broccoli in there. Blanch it a little bit first, maybe. If you want to put in different peppers, if you don't want to add the jalapeno because you don't like the heat, leave it out. If you really like the taste of sesame seed oil, add some more. It's fully up to you. In fact, if I have, and I might, there we go, I have some sesame seeds. So for that, again, little extra texture. Yeah, my cabinet door is open, so that's why it's blocking out the light. That'll be fixed in a sec. There we go. We've got our sesame seeds in there now. Can close that door again, and there I am. So all I've done there is I've just added some sesame seeds. We'll give it a little bit more nutrition, a little bit extra kick and flavor. Again, more texture. And it's just complementing the sesame seed oil that we put in. If you wanted, you could toast those up first in a dry fry pan, but this, you saw, I just thought of it. I remembered I had them. So, there we go. A huge salad that will easily feed a ton of people. Serve it as a main. Serve it as a side or a starter. It's up to you. This is great on a hot summer day by the pool, or cook it up before, let it sit and marinate so all the flavors come together a bit more. Bring it to a picnic. It doesn't have to be hot or cold. Room temperature on this is more than fine. I'm going to be eating this probably as soon as I stop this video. So, I want to thank you all once again. If you missed my last video, it was our 1-year anniversary. And we did a live stream where we went back to where we started. We made another pizza with a few changes. But I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for subscribers like you. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be shooting videos. I wouldn't be doing all this if you guys weren't subscribing and showing me that you like the content that I'm making. So I want to thank each and every one of you for hitting that red button. Some of you might have hit that bell. That's fine. Doesn't cost anything, but you might as well. And I want to thank you for your input. Dishes like this that are inspired by your questions and comments help me to create the content, oh man, that you guys want to see. I'm really sorry. Next time I'm taking Claritin before I shoot. But it's your input that helps me to make the content that you want to see. So please, as always, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you like or didn't like about the video. Tell me things you want to see. Maybe you have an old recipe that your mom used to make and you want to change it up a little bit, or you want to see me do my take on it. Feel free, message me, let me know. So, until next time, I want to thank you all for coming by. I will have the ingredient list to this posted after all this. So just pause and take a look. So until next time we meet, my name is Andrew. I am the 5 p.m. chef. Thank you for stopping by my kitchen. And until next time, we'll see you then. Bye for now.